Defining our variables is the most important thing. How many miles will it take for an Alamo car rental company to be a better deal if the cars are only rented for one day? So you could either rent from the Hertz car rental company or the Alamo car rental company. So both of those companies charge a certain amount, and it all depends on the number of miles. So X is going to be the number of miles that you drive either the Hertz car or the Alamo car. So Hertz, they charge $40 per day. So the cost is going to be $40 per day plus 25 cents per mile. So 0.25 times the number of miles. And that's the cost. But then the Alamo cost is going to be $50 per day plus 20 cents per mile. So 20 cents times the number of miles. That's the cost for the Hertz and the Alamo rental companies. So let's let y equal the cost. And so we have y equals 0.25x plus 40 for one, and then y equals 0.20x plus 50 for the other. So we put them in slope-intercept form. If we wanted to graph each of these lines, we could say, okay, well, x is the number of miles, and then y is the cost. For the Hertz, we have the Hertz starts off at a lower initial price, but the rate of change per mile, so the cost per mile is 25 cents, so that might look something like that. And then the Alamo rental car company, they charge $50 up front, but then their cost per mile is a little bit less. It's 20 cents. So it's going to look something like that. So eventually, just to give you a picture of what's going on here, eventually the two car companies are going to be the same cost, but then it looks like here it is the Hertz car company is going to cost more after this certain number of miles. And so that's the key number right there. How many miles will it take for the Alamo car rental company to be a better deal? Cars are only rented for one day. So more than that number right there. So how are we going to figure that out? Well, if y equals this, and the cost for Hertz and the cost for Alamo, or if we set them equal to each other and solve for x, we can find that magic number x in which the two car companies cost the same amount. So if you just set these two equations equal to each other, 0.25x plus 40 equals 0.20x plus 50. And I kind of like, when I look at these equations, maybe I'll just subtract 40 from both sides, and I'll also subtract 0.20x from both sides. 0.20x. And if I do that, 0.25 minus 0.20 is 0.05. So we have 0.05x is equal to, 40's cancel, those cancel, 50 minus 40 is 10. So let's bring that up over here so we have a little bit more room. So we have 0.05x is equal to 10. What I could do is multiply both sides by 100. I kind of like doing that because if I do that, I don't have any more decimals. So 100 times 0.05 is just 5. So we have 5x is equal to 1 followed by 3 zeros, 1,000. So those numbers are easier for me to work with instead of having decimals. So I can go ahead and divide both sides by 5. And 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. So 200 is the magic number right there in which both car companies cost the same amount. And so therefore, we would say therefore, let's see, how many miles will it take for the Alamo car rental company to be a better deal? Over 200 miles. How many miles? So we would say more than 200 miles. That's how we interpret that. Let's put a red box around that. That's it.